Hello and welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn and this is the December reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. Please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for post notifications. Thank you. This month, I am using the Sibyl's Oracle deck of the Black Doves of Africa by Tiana Lee McQuiller. And this deck operates a little bit differently than traditional Oracle or traditional tarot decks in the way that it is structured. It is really designed for the listener or for the user to kind of tap into the internal issues that are happening as opposed to the physical manifestations of those things. I'm really trying to give you a more intimate and internal analysis of what is going on at that time period. The deck has 44 cards that are separated into 4 different sections. The first section is indicated in this photo by the top left card, which is considered the black card, and it is the core issue. So it's really the issue that the inquirer is asking about, or for you guys, the listener is dealing with at this time. The second card is the projection card, which is the top right card, which is an indication of the clarifications and justifications, the rationalizations that you give yourself that is blocking you from seeing what the projection is and how it is playing out in your life. And then the 2 bottom cards are what are called action cards. The card on the left is considered the blue action card, which is considered cool action, which refers to the internal mental state that you need to tap into to kind of navigate out of this situation. And also the red card, which is on the right, is considered the hot action card, which is a card that basically talks about what you need to do physically or actively to navigate this particular situation. So for you this month, Libra, the core action is represented here by the wisdom card, and the projection card is the contentment card. The cool action is synthesis, and the hot action is transcendence. Interestingly enough, I just did the Virgo reading, and Virgo also had the contentment card as well in the reading, and there were a couple of other signs that had contentment in the reading as well. So not for nothing, check out the Virgo video if you have Virgo in your chart, or if you are involved with a Virgo, or there's a Virgo immediately in your energetic field. If I'm not mistaken, the contentment card also came up in the Aries reading, but the transcendence card also came up in the Sagittarius reading. So depending on what's in your chart, you might want to try and check out those 2 readings as well. Okay, let's move along. So based on what I'm seeing here, intuitively speaking, it does feel like a lot of you are getting a lot of intuitive information from spirit regarding changes that you need to make, actions that you need to take in your life. For some of you, there might be an issue with understanding the messages and actually being able to understand and synthesize the information that's being given to you in order to actually input the necessary actions to kind of transform your situation that you're going through, or just the life in general that you're living. And for some of you, there is an active resistance to this information because there's a sense that there's too much required of you, or too much work that's required of you, or you might feel like you're not really ready to step into that space because of the work that's required with the contentment card here. The wisdom that's been given to you is ancient wisdom, you're really tapping into like ancestral messages from your ancestors that have passed. This could be magic that you are kind of being pushed to perform, or you're considering performing, but it's like deeply enrooted in your DNA. So this is something that is, like I said, is ancestral, that's passed down. There's a connection here with you in spirit, and a relationship with you in spirit that you should be actively working on nurturing and tapping into. The Transcendence card shows the presence of the cowrie shells, which is if I'm not mistaken, is a symbol for wealth. It's also a symbol for the waters, and water is one of the ways that messages gets transmitted to us. So this is also about cleansing your spiritual body, your energetic body, and also your physical space in order to transcend whatever issues that you might be going through and passing through any type of negativity that you might be experiencing at this time. That is what I get from these cards. Let's take a look at what the guidebook says. The wisdom card has the tagline, "True wisdom is effortlessly applied knowledge." And the key symbol here is the tree of life, which represents a spiritual bridge between earth and the heavens. It is a reminder that wisdom is accessible from the macrocosm to the microcosm, because although one is bigger than the other, they are still the same in composition. The ocean is vast, and the glass of water on your table may be small, but they both consist of one oxygen and two hydrogen atoms. The duplex knot is a symbol that has been ubiquitous throughout the cultures of the world since the Stone Age, and therefore predates its later identification with the Celts or King Solomon. It is used here to reinforce the message of the inextricable link between all. And of the religious or religio-mythological associations, there is Anatha and Neith, which are the indigenous moon goddesses of Libya, with three aspects as Athena, which is the new moon, Metis, which is the full moon, and Medusa, which is the dark moon. Medusa represented wisdom and protection as queen of the Amazons. And we just recently had a dark moon in Sagittarius, which again, that was another one of the signs that the contentment card came out for. So definitely check out the Sag reading if that is in your chart. The worship of Anatha spread to Kemet, while only her new moon aspect as Athena was accepted in Greece. Her dark warrior aspect was Hellenized as a hideous monster that turned men into stone. What is also being represented here is Tahuti, Thoth, or Hermes. Tahuti was the Kemetan god of wisdom, whom the Greeks equated with their god, Hermes. Tahuti and Hermes have been syncretized as another aspect of Hermes called Hermes Trismegistus, or Hermes the thrice great. The Roman equivalent of Hermes was Mercury, and so Mercury is also attached and is the ruler of both Virgo and Gemini. And like I said, the contentment card also came out in the Virgo reading. So if you have Virgo in your chart, or you have Gemini in your chart, you might want to listen to these three readings as well. So wisdom is evolution. It is being one way, reaching the limit of that way and making a new way, then integrating all ways as a situation demands. There is no shortage of intellectually brilliant people in the world, but the wise are few and far between. The ability to absorb, regurgitate, or cleverly manipulate information has nothing to do with the person's ability to apply what they know to their daily lives. There are many who think age, formal education, or enduring challenging situations makes one automatically wise, but no one can deny the existence of old fools, educated idiots, and the impoverished souls who have failed to integrate their hard-earned lessons for their maximum benefit. Because it is common to associate wisdom with certain occupations, we tend to give these people a hard time when they make silly mistakes and should have known better. Unfortunately, it is not that easy, and things just don't work that way. When you get the wisdom card in a reading, you should be asking yourself the following questions related to your current situation. Was that situation, i.e., a number of years spent with a partner that didn't work out, really a waste of time? Have you forgiven yourself for it? If not, then when will you? Do you expect someone else to wise up just because you have gotten the point now? Is it time to reevaluate your position on the matter at hand based on past experience? Are you listening to the advice of someone who doesn't have any direct experience about the matter? Are you negatively prejudging possibilities, making excuses, or coming down with a case of the what ifs because you secretly fear growth? Does the colloquial definition of insanity as repeating the same behaviors but expecting different results apply to you? Be honest. Do you feel you're too old, too educated, or too tried and tested to learn more? And the justification card for you, the projection card is, again, the contentment card. And that is the rationalizations or justifications that are preventing you from seeing the core issue. They are the comfortable masks of excuses that are placed on the truth that, if not removed and worked out, will eventually cause internal suffering and possibly external hardships. The message for the contentment card is contentment is criminal to those who worship suffering. And in the key symbol that is represented here is the temple of Isis at Pompeii, which represents safety and comfort. It was not a big temple, but it undoubtedly served countless devotees of the goddess who were seeking aid and advice. It's also representative of Meret, who was the goddess of the treasury and merriment. To be truly happy, we must learn the art of being completely honest with ourselves. If we feel something is not right and we repeatedly try to convince ourselves otherwise, then mediocrity is all we can ever hope to achieve. Perhaps we harbor soul-stunting beliefs such as we can't have it all, don't rock the boat, or we would rather be safe than sorry. But if we reflect on these axioms, it will not take long to see how disempowering they really are. By pretending to be content, you not only betray yourself, but also set in motion all the negative effects that you would experience if you had betrayed another person. Lying to yourself only increases the number of things for you to lie to yourself about and ensures anger, remorse, and shame. Beware the diminishing theories that promote the idea that there is nobility in lack. This is untrue for all, but a very small number of ascetics in the world. However, even ascetics have made a choice to experience lack, so they are not suffering, as the choice to do without was not made in the spirit of settling or giving up. If you are not satisfied with an aspect of your life, do not allow the ego to convince you to play the martyr. There is no greater cause than your development. Don't fear being wrong, fear being afraid. When you get the sufficiencia or contentment card in the reading, you are choosing to smile on the outside while you suffer silently on the inside. You're being warned to take the necessary steps to change the situation or risk missing out on rich opportunities and untold adventures. If you refuse to heed one day, you will feel the anger, remorse, and or shame that all betrayers must ultimately feel, but you will have no one to blame but yourself. Ouch. And now we step into the action card. The action cards are the advice about what to immediately do next in relationship to the previous two cards. They're just divided, like I said, into two sections, one blue and the other red. And the blue set relates to the suggested internal state of mind that you should foster in relationship to your particular situation. And the red set is the suggested external response to the situation. The logic is that thoughts always precede actions and therefore are casual agents that affect everything that happens afterwards. What one person thinks is just as much as an action as picking up a glass. And so there's a two-part process of action and thought that you're being advised to take. And the first part of that for you guys is the cool card, which is synthesis. The synthesis card says, parts do not make the whole is made up of parts. And the key symbol here is the Sphinx, which has the head of a ram, the body of a lion, the legs of a bull, and the wings of an eagle, which represents creativity and physical, intellectual, and spiritual power. The loop crossed is the ancient command symbol of life, which is the Ankh. And the message here for this particular card is to decide to put together every element of what you know regarding this situation. Include all facts, hunches, and insights. Exclude nothing. Take action as soon as the picture comes into focus. And when you do that, the high action is transcendence. And the message here is you swam the transcendent depths of the womb. It is there you learned what is right for you. It is here that you have met others who have also forgotten their way. And the cowrie shell represents depth, transcendent knowledge, and good fortune. And the message here for this card is it is important. This is an important test, even if it doesn't appear to be. Maintain right thought, put the ego in check, and take the high road for the best outcome. And so for many of you, for most of you, you are definitely being encouraged to tap into ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge, ancient information that is being presented to you to help you basically have transcend your current situation. Contentment and sitting in contentment is going to do nothing but stagnate you, and this is something that you want to like process yourself out of by paying attention to the things and the messages that are being given to you ultimately by spirit. So this is the end of the reading, and I'm thankful to you for staying and for listening. Sometimes these messages can sting a little bit, but the purpose of this deck is so that you can receive the information, reflect on how it is actually manifesting in your life, realize it, accept it, and take the necessary actions for your greatest progress and your greatest growth. And that's all that we can ever really hope for, right? Please go ahead and like the video, comment below in the section below, and let me know how this is working out in your life, and share the video with someone who can benefit from the message. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for post notifications. Thank you again for being here, Libra, and I will see you soon.